played a random game this morning. I picked two teams. They just happened to be Oklahoma City and Indiana. And I looked at those teams, and here's what was remarkable. That Westbrook gets Melo and Paul George, and the team's wins and points and field goal percentage and assists are down. And Indiana, I just picked another random team, gets Victor Oladipo and Sabonis, and now one's an all-star, and the other guy's numbers have doubled. It is interesting, don't you think, that Mr. MVP has struggled through the first half of the year, joining with other great players, and Indiana appears to be flourishing with players that left Westbrook.
Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting that Victor Oladipo, after a year of learning from Russell Westbrook, is playing the best basketball of his life. That Victor Oladipo, by the way, not Kyrie Irving, has been the best guard in the East this year. That is interesting. I'm glad you were able to bring that up. Listen, you don't like Russ. I still listen. I still watch, even though I'm not in L.A. He's a weird guy who reminded you of some neighbor in Portland who I guess had his dog poop in your yard, and so because of that, you're just anti-Russ. I don't get it. I understand what you do very often, and I heard the great monologue on this, I think it was Monday, is you compare Russ to LeBron, and Russ is going to come up short in every category because you're comparing him to the greatest in his field ever. There are some really good sports radio hosts that are not Colin Cowherd. It doesn't mean they're trash. They're just not the best who's done it. Like, Russ has some blind spots. Russ has some parts of his game that actually might, in a vacuum, hurt his team. But the overall package of Russell Westbrook is a package that, in the worst case scenario, is the 8th greatest basketball player in the world, and the best case scenario is 4th or 5th. It's absurd to me, as much as I love you, how much time you spend tearing down a guy who is clearly, unanimously, obviously, one of the 10 best in the world at what he does, but you had that neighbor in Portland and never got over it.